Hey everybody, how you doing? UPS PVD Dave here. Received a question from Stephanie from Oklahoma. She says, hi from Oklahoma. Do they give you any kind of magnet to put on your car to let people know that you are from UPS when you pull up into the driveway, or just the vest to wear? Thank you very much, Stephanie. And that's a very good question. The quick and dirty answer is UPS does not provide us anything that will distinguish us from the general public when it comes to our vehicles. Magnets would be great, but it'd be a tremendous financial cost for UPS. Forgetting about that, magnets wouldn't work anyway, as most cars have a composite or aluminum skins, and the magnets just simply wouldn't stick. Watching a stranger in an unfamiliar vehicle pull up into your driveway might make some people a little uneasy, which is why, for the most part, I do not pull into people's driveways. I just park along the street and activate my four-way emergency hazard lights. Pulling into each driveway is going to be time-consuming, and backing up is the most dangerous maneuver you can do in a car. So, for the most part, just don't pull into a driveway unless you got to back into a driveway to unload a very heavy, large package. But Stephanie's question actually opens up a larger can of worms than it appears on the surface, and it's a video that I've considered making before, and I think the time is right now. Your UPS PVD training kind of touches on this, just not being confrontational with people, don't record them, etc., 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 and I'm going to take this a little further and go a little bit more in depth. As a UPS PVD, you're going to be in a residential neighborhood area, and you're going to be driving around in circles, back and forth, around this corner, down this street, and, like I said, you might even get lost, pull in a driveway or whatever, make a U-turn. Your vehicle is going to be very visible for long periods of time in certain residential areas. People are suspicious of the unknown, and rightfully so. In my response to Stephanie, I said, act like you know what you're doing. Project an aura of confidence. Hold your head up. And that will become easier as you get more familiar with the job. You know what you're doing. I know that may sound like a little bit of a cliche, but you know what? I think it works. I mentioned that when I pull up to an address, I activate my four-way hazards. I do that whether I think I need to do it or not. I like to make myself as visible as possible. I run with my headlights on and my running lights. And then, like I said, when I pull up to a residence to drop off a package, I activate the four-way hazards. As a 58-year-old who's been around the block a few times and seen a few things come and go over the years, I try to keep a very good awareness of my surroundings, and that's kind of hard to do sometimes when you're focused on the task at hand, but I'm always looking and paying attention to what's around me. I get out of the truck to deliver a package. If there is someone out raking leaves or mowing or playing with the dog 2 doors down from where I'm delivering the package, as I hop out of the truck and grab the package out of the back seat or whatever, I give them a little wave. If there is a person at the residence where I'm actually delivering a package, as soon as I hop out of Speedwagon, I give them a little wave. I shout out hello. I say, UPS, I've got a present for you. Literally, I say that every time that I meet somebody at a residence. I said, UPS, I've got a present for you. Especially from the women, that always elicits a smile. And when it's the men folk, a lot of them go, Jesus Christ, she bought something else. As you all know, I am heading into my 3rd year as a UPS PVD, and I believe overall this is the 4th year that UPS has used PVD in certain markets. So in my market, a lot of the people that are very regular UPS deliveries know that we are out there during the seasonal holiday rush. But there are some that it still kind of surprises them. Just yesterday, I delivered a package out in the country to a guy, and as I handed him the package, I said, hey, I got a present for you, just like I always do. He goes, boy, that's an odd shade of brown for the truck, in reference to my silver Expedition. And so we had a super quick little chat where I told him, how the UPS PVD works. Those that haven't heard of a PVD find that very interesting. I personally have only had one sort of interesting situation, and that was in 2019, my first year as a PVD. That's when we ran some really long and hard hours, and I had 10 and 12 hour days there, and it was in my small little town, pitch black. I think it was around 9 o'clock at night, and I pulled up to an address. I was having a hard time finding the address because the asshole didn't have any numbers on his house. To make matters worse, it was a signature delivery. I had actually been there during daylight hours, and I was at the end of my shift, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to try one more time to see if he's there so he can sign for the package, because I run in the town that I live in, and if he wasn't home, I would have had to take the package all the way over to Ames and drop it off at the hub. So I come around a corner, drive past the house, then realize, oh, that's the one I want back there, so I back up. I'm in Speedwagon, got the headlights on, got my running lights on, got my four-way flashers on, and I have the dome lights on. By the way, I replaced all the dome lights in Speedwagon with the LED. Wow, turns night into day. So it's just a small little box about half the size of a shoebox, and I've got it in the front seat with me there. So as I step out of the truck, I catch a glimpse of him standing between his garage and a tree. Remember, it's 9 o'clock at night, pitch black. He's got no lights on whatsoever. I call out, "Sir, I've got a package for you that requires a signature." He answers in the voice that you can imagine, "Yeah, I see ya." It was all I could do not to burst out laughing. It's pitch black outside. He's backlit just a little bit from the neighbors. I saw his shadow. He thought he had the drop on me, if you know what I mean, but I had him since square one. Oh man, he was, well, the best way to indicate it is he was a small man, if you know what I mean. As I tell this to you, I have to giggle again. You know, I just found it so amusing that he thought he, had me covered, but I had him first. But anyway, that's the best example I have. Pay attention to your surroundings at all times. With that, we're going to segue into another unpleasant part of our job, and that is, you may find this hard to believe, but there's a certain segment of our society out there that likes to take other people's things. We have come to euphemistically call them Porch Pirates, but let's be honest, they're f***ing thieves. Last year in 2020, in my little town of 5,000 people, we had a couple of them that were following the UPS trucks and the Amazon trucks around town. When the UPS trucks or the Amazon vans got a little out of sight there, they would run up and grab the packages off the deck. The main UPS driver in my town, who I know really well because I used to be a real Amazon junkie, he called me up on the cell phone and let me know what was going on, and then literally just a few minutes later, one of the local police flagged me down and told me what was going on and told me what to look for and all that. I never saw them behind me. They may not have realized I was delivering UPS packages. They were following the big brown truck or the blue Amazon vans. I never saw the suspect vehicle, but about a half hour later, my UPS driver gave me a call and said that the police had caught up with them. Now, in my small town, I know a couple of the police officers, and a few of them know me. And in 2019, when I first started UPS PVD, my local UPS driver contacted the local police department and let them know who I was, what my vehicle was, etc., etc., etc. If you have a UPS driver in your market, in your neighborhood that you meet up with on a regular basis or may know them already, you may ask them to do the same thing, or if you feel comfortable enough to do it, you can contact your local police department, let them know who you are, what kind of vehicle you're driving, what you're doing, why you're going to be in the neighborhoods driving around in circles. That's all up to you. On the opposite side of the coin, you're going to be out there in public driving around in an area and spending some time there. If you see something, say something. Call the authorities. It would probably be in your best interest to, in your phone, create a contact of the administrative number of the police department or the county sheriff's number, for something that is not necessarily a 911 call. I've got that on my phone. You can call them up and say, hey, I see a loose dog, or there's a car following me. You know what I'm saying. Actually, if a car's following you and you're feeling a little suspicious, that would be a 911 call. But for other minor issues, probably be best interest to have the administrative number for the sheriff or the police department on your phone. In the event that you have an interaction with someone that is confrontational and your first explanation, I'm with UPS, I'm delivering packages, does not work, and they continue to be confrontational, call 911. You know what? There's batshit crazy people out there today. It's not your job to try to calm them down or figure out why they're having a bad day. Let the authorities deal with that. You're a UPS PVD getting paid $21 an hour for a couple months to make a little bit extra money. It's not your job. You know what? These people are batshit crazy. Never underestimate them. Call 911. Get in your vehicle. Lock the doors. Drive away. Whatever you have to do, protect yourself. But don't let this video get you down. There's an overwhelming likelihood that nothing of any kind of controversy will ever occur during your PVD status. Just get out there, deliver everybody's presents with a smile on your face, and I'm sure everything will be okay. And as you just heard in the background from my cell phone notification, I just got a text message at 7:15 Central Iowa time, going in at 9:30 a.m. this morning. Alright guys and gals, that's all I've got for you today. Hopefully you can take something from this video and put it to use for yourself. Thanks for coming along for the ride, and hope to see you next time.